Good afternoon, Eugenie. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Cate.
I'm really delighted because, this is a relatively new undertaking, this podcast series and our video series called Aftermat. And now we feel like we're very, very much entwined with what you're doing and you with us. And so it's a great delight to have you on this show.
Yes, we're very happy to be here. We love what you're doing, so great to be here.
Yeah, I feel honored to be one of the many, 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 many things that RecycleSmart collects from the
Yes.
curb. So we're there amongst, I don't know what, you've got the weirdest array of objects that you collect. What are the strangest things that you've been collecting?
So yeah, well, we collect over 100 items, so that's a very long list indeed. The stranger things that our drivers will have ever collected. Well, we got asked a few times, and I don't know if it's appropriate to say it here, but anyway, people got asked, like we got asked about sex toys a few times if we were like recycling them. So that would be one very weird one. But the answer is no, we don't. And then
I can't imagine there's a secondhand market for sex toys.
and even the recycling, like yeah, we tend to stick to like clean stuff. And yeah, no, otherwise, one of my favorite one of the moment would be the vapes, because I really, really, really hate everything about them. Like everything from an health perspective to an environmental perspective. And I like that we are offering a solution for them. So I was really pleased when we found a way to go do something with that.
You know what I hope also is that the kind of mats that we've been getting from you and that unfortunately are still on the market, which are those created with PVC and TPE and petrochemicals, which do not rot, in addition to vapes and a lot of those things that you have there, MP3 players, things that are made out of plastic, let's say. I hope that we're doing the tail end. I hope that you and I and RecycleSmart and LovEarth are all part of the tail end of an industry that uses plastic, and that other solutions will arise soon. Yeah.
Yes, that would be amazing. And that is definitely something that we want to work more towards as well, like by trying to like not just helping businesses and individuals recycle what they have, but to find more circular solutions. So things that can be reused or be kept in circulations or just avoided altogether. That is definitely something that we're trying to do as well at our humble level.
Well, like I think it's we're all in it up to our necks. So the sooner that we can solve the situation, it will be good. But I love that you call a big section of what you collect misfits. Because I don't know, is anybody else collecting eyewear? Is anybody else collecting light bulbs? I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, that's the thing with what we do, right? You can find, if you search for a very long time, for some of them, you can find public drop-off locations in some areas. But you will have to do the whole research, and then for some of them, there is just not public drop-off all the time available. And so that's why we find that the biggest thing to overcome when it comes to recycling is to try and make it as simple as possible and as convenient, because we're, like it or not, but we are in the era of convenience. So you can get anything delivered to your door in like 2 seconds for $2, sadly. But when it comes to recycling, you have to put the effort in terms of researching and then going around town if there isn't a solution. And just too hard. So if you want that to work, we just need to make it as easy as anything else.
Yes, I actually was talking to somebody yesterday who bought it was some kind of dress-up outfit from Temu, and
Okay.
so it didn't fit. It looked atrocious. So she called them or got hold of them and said, how do I go about sending this back? And they said, we won't charge you, but please just keep it because we have it's more expensive and more complex to send it back than it is to for you to just keep it. It was only a $16 item. Yeah. So the throwaway culture. Psh, psh, psh.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm very, very glad you're out there. And, recently, you've had an incredible fundraising cycle. The second one, was it?
Yes.
Yeah, very successful. You earned enough money to keep you going beautifully, I hope, for a long, long, long time. And it was really interesting because even people that aren't part of RecycleSmart heard about that. So congratulations for getting it out there. And every time I was walking around town doing the kinds of things I do, people told me about that fundraising cycle. So, everybody, it's the word on everybody's lips. We need to recycle, repurpose, reuse, and start to become cyclical in what we do.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I'm glad to hear that people actually heard about it. We've been really, truly overwhelmed by the support. So it is indeed the second crowdfunding campaign that we've done. So one this year and the other one was last year. So in both instances, we've raised successfully, and this time we got over 1,000 investors supporting us. And there are people like you and I, right? So you can invest in a crowdfunding campaign on that platform from $250. And so we've had investors putting just $250, and then some of them putting $10,000. But the one thing that we really, really like about that, and that's the reason why we're using it, is the notion of community. So we've been around for 4 years now, and we've built a really strong community of what we call our Recycle Heroes. And they are just all really engaged and passionate and amazing to be around. The number of love messages we receive about what we're doing and suggestion and ideas, also very engaged, is second to none. And that's why opening that opportunity for them to be a part of the company and to actually own shares was just really making sense. And then one of the perks of this really big campaign we've just run is exactly to spread the word out there. So it was not just about raising investment, but also raising money, but also raising awareness about what we're doing. Yeah. And how we can be a solution for recycling the tricky stuff.
Yeah. And, I was also watching all of that backwards and forwards. You were great. It was like a ping pong match. People were sending a lot of love messages and questions to you, and you were answering them really quickly. So it was really beautiful to watch the level of community involvement. As you say, it's all about community and building that community support. And I think it's the only thing that's going to get us there. It cannot be some esoteric thing that a few of us do, It needs to be everywhere. And in fact, today I was having a little dream about how would it be if we took political action and went to the kind of shops, which will remain nameless here, that still sell plastic mats, and just staged a little bit of a protest, and just suggested that they transfer their attention elsewhere to all the other alternatives that might be available, and gave them a positive way forward. It really does take all of us doing every little bit that we can, be that investment or involvement or putting your stuff out on the curb.
Yes. No, absolutely. And to your point, to the political protest in those shops or in those brands that are selling this very cheap stuff, there was an initiative a little while ago that I really loved, and I wish it should really become mandatory. I know they're doing a lot of things in that space in Europe at the moment. But on how the information on those products should be truly informative. So it's not just a $16 dress-up outfit, as you were mentioning. It's an outfit that potentially has been sewn by people with very limited social rights, that has costed the earth 1,000 kilograms of CO2 emissions because it's been traveling the world, that is going to cost even more because it's not going to be recycled. And have all of that information on the tag will just put things in perspective. Because if we're just sitting around and talking about pricing, we'll never win that battle.
Oh, no, but we will win it eventually, don't you worry. I think there's ways. I was part of a political action where we went to supermarkets and we bought a whole lot of stuff, say $100 worth of groceries, and then we unwrapped all the plastic and left it at the front desk and videoed that. And, there's a big pile of stuff that you just have to, that people, when they see it, it wakes them up. We have to do fun things that aren't punitive or nasty, but actually make the point. So anyway, I think we'll get there. So tell me, I know that one of the reasons that you went for this funding round was to expand your reach. So currently you're in, I'm going to try Adelaide, Brisbane, Sydney. Is that correct?
Yeah, Melbourne. So Adelaide, Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane, Gold Coast, Newcastle, and a few other little, not so little, but smaller cities in between.
Okay.
And so the idea of that crowdfunding is exactly to do that, right? To have a presence nationwide. So we have a roadmap where We are opening Canberra on the 1st of June. We're going to be open in Perth on the 1st of July. And then the next one should be Tasmania with a tentative date in August. And once we will have like open all of that, then we'll consider ourselves more or less national. With the nature of our service, we need to, for now, be in areas with kind of a specific density of population for the doorstep collection service, but we're also looking into expanding to more regional areas by offering our service to councils for their recycling centers. So that's also something that we're developing a lot. But yeah, we believe that by having this national presence, that will obviously help us divert more resources from landfill, but also makes us more interesting for big corporations to partner with, whether to be the solution for the recycling of their own product that they put out on the market and doesn't have a solution, or to be a solution that they would like to offer to their customers or to their staff as an extra ESG action.
Fantastic. And look, everybody's looking around for solutions, be they, you know, my mother is 88 and she spends a lot of time talking about what you do to anybody on the street, or be they, you know, Unilever or some big corporation. Everybody's looking for more and more ways to dive in and do stuff. And it's getting exciting actually now. It felt like such an uphill battle for a number of years. We've been around for 11 years, so we're a little older than you in the marketplace. It felt like such an uphill battle, but now it feels like it's really starting, the wheels are starting to move. So I hope that you might tell us a little bit about how people could maybe put themselves on the recycle list, like as individuals, householders, how do they go about joining RecycleSmart?
Yes, of course. Well, it's super easy. So we have a website, recyclesmart.com. We also have an that you can download in any app store, which is RecycleSmart as well. And then you have to create your account, which takes literally less than 2 minutes. So we just need your name, your email address, and most importantly, your address, so we can tell you if you are in an area where our service is available. If we're not available, we'll just ask you to sign up to the list so we can let you know as soon as we open. And if we are in an area, and if you live in an area where our service is available, then you can just gather all the things that we recycle. So that can potentially sometimes be the overwhelming part, but it's very easy, right? You just need to grab any shopping bag you have at home. We collect from any shopping bag, so your regular supermarket bag, or you can buy your own bag on the website. But again, like we all have thousands of shopping bags around our houses, so no need to buy anything extra. And then we collect 4 different streams of what we call tricky to recycle items. So the one is soft plastics, very emotional items, so any plastic that you can scrunch in a bowl. The second one is e-waste, so anything that has electricity in it, like your phone, but also like your old toaster or kettle or laptop. The third one is textile. So we collect any types of textile, and that's also a big one. So clothes, whether they're still in wearable condition or unwearable condition, that also encompasses shoes, accessories. And then the last one is, as you were mentioning earlier, the misfits, which is a convenient name for a very long list of everything and anything that goes from batteries to polystyrene, vapes, coffee capsules, blister packs, coffee cups, but please do think about your reusable toys, books, and lots of other things that are in that list.
Yoga
Sorry?
mats.
And yoga mats, obviously, I was doing. And yoga mats, yeah.
Yeah, and we really encourage anybody that's listening to this, rather than us having to send an individual courier out to you to get the yoga mat, which of course has been our undertaking for 11 years. We prefer now that you join RecycleSmart and recycle everything else that's in your cupboard too. Like, you know, again, talking about my wonderful 88-year-old mother. Her cupboards are so pristine clean now. So she's been through everything in the last few months since she joined you. And she's just tidied up absolutely everything. So she's feeling really, really very sharp in her house.
Well, that's great. And it's exactly the point. Like, yeah, so you can put anything in those bags. Yoga mat is one, and really love this partnership because that's an item that we were kind of frequently asked about as well, because people feel it's just plastic, so it should be recyclable, which I wish was so easy. So that is like, we have a great solution with you and what you do. But yeah, and once you have your bags full, you just need to book a date that works for you. And your local driver will come and pick up your bags, just the content of the bags, obviously. And that's it, really. You don't even have to be home on the day of the pickup. You can just leave your bags out, and we'll make sure everything is recycled for you.
Yeah, and I think is it true that it's once a month that you offer the service to people on the service?
Yeah, so like you get to choose. So if you need a monthly pickup, so something recurring, you can choose the monthly collection. In some councils, in 15 councils, 16, actually, in 16 councils in New South Wales, we have a specific partnership with the council where the council actually pays for the collection. So in that case, you can have a free collection that happens depending on the number of people that use the service. It can happen every 6 weeks, every 8 weeks, every 3 months. It really depends on the area. But then on top of that, you can book whenever you need on demand, or book a monthly plan if you have enough to fill up 2 bags every month.
Yes, and I think, look, there's an action you can take already. Like, I think you can see the councils that are available on the RecycleSmart website. If it's not if yours is not on there, then you can put pressure on the council to try and encourage.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. So we do have a template that people can get inspired from to explain a bit more our service to their council. And then it actually works. Like some councils have been getting in touch because they receive lots of requests from their residents. So if that's something that you believe will be useful in your council, that you think your community is up for it, then yeah, you can definitely talk about that to your council too.
Oh, absolutely genius. I just love what you're doing. And everybody I've met when I pick up the old yoga mats that you've collected in Sydney, or I'm talking to the teams in other places, so enthusiastic. Your team, it's incredible. And I think especially as we're a yoga website, we're based on yoga. The people that work for us are all yoga teachers, yoga. One of the big concepts of yoga is right livelihood. So doing something that's purposeful, useful, and feels in your heart correct. Yeah, I really get that from RecycleSmart, and I want to thank you for that.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That really is lovely. And I think we don't have a list, but we should also the list of our favorite recyclers or partners, and you will definitely be very high on that list because same, like we're very aligned in terms of a vibe and like goal that we're pursuing.
Thank you. Thank you, Eugenie, for doing all you do. And thanks everyone for joining us. And we will put all the things that we've been talking about, lots of points of connection for RecycleSmart below this podcast, below this email, below this this video on YouTube, so that everybody can find you. So thank you.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Lovely to see you. Have a good day, everyone.
Thank you.